Hey guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Terry.
And today we got another automotive video for you.
We're going to change the Serpentine belt. Ford calls it a drive belt, same difference. On the 99 F-150 4.6 liter, 5.4 liters, the same setup. And anyway, you know, you might say, well, that's not farm related, but if you're trying to homestead, you want to spend your time on a homestead. You don't want to spend it, you know, out working to pay somebody else to do your work.
You want to do everything you can.
Yeah, and save a little money. So anything you can do to save yourself money, that's big in my opinion. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd rather do the work myself. So let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get started.
Yep. All right. So first off, on this particular vehicle, you need a 1/2 inch.
3/4.
Yeah.
No, that's 1/2 inch. Yeah.
Messed me up there. 1/2 inch. Either a socket on a ratchet, or this is I think they call it a breaker bar.
I think.
Yeah, an extension, whatever. You put sockets on this thing. But anyway.
It slips in the hole that they have on the pulley.
You want to look at this hole here, Brian?
Yeah.
I will point the end of this bar right next to where it goes in. See that hole right there? I'm kind of poking it into it. Well, it goes in that hole, and then, I'm going to pull it out of there so we can look. Come up here.
Okay.
And then, when you get it in the hole, you push on it, and there's a spring-loaded tensioner pulley there. The arm is spring-loaded, and you're loosening that arm, and this belt's pulled tight around all the pulleys. And when you loosen that arm, the belt gets loose. You can slip it off of the pulleys, pull the old one out, push it again, slide this one up over, route it first, and then slide it up over.
And the routing diagram.
Yeah, right here's the routing diagram. As you can see, depends on whether you have AC or not. Most cars these days are going to have them. You route around all these pulleys, and don't be confused. The fan pulley's right here. This pulley in the middle, upper middle. Well, you don't have to pull this belt around the fan. One day I took the belt off and I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. It was on my wife's Jeep. And so I got in there and I slipped that belt around that fan, because old days, fan belt went around the fan. And I did a lot of work on cars when I was young. So I slipped that Serpentine belt around that fan, and I stood there, I said, how in the world does this go around this thing? I cannot get it on there right. And I looked at the diagram. As soon as I looked, I said, oh, it never actually goes over the fan. It goes, look at here, when you're running it, it goes through all these pulleys and up around here, and it goes around that fan. But if you'll see that opening right there, it does not cross the path of the fan. So you got this big fan in here that you don't have to get the belt over. So don't run it over the belt unless your diagram showed it that way, but I'm pretty sure none of them are going to do it from what I've seen. The ones I've changed, you don't have to do it. So anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can't get this thing changed. I'm going to have to get over here. Yep. First off, you get this down in this hole, and that little ball is, it compresses when you slide a socket on there. So when you slide this in that hole, you got to kind of wiggle it back and forth and push hard to get that ball to squish down where it'll go up in that hole down there. And it's pretty tight. It's not the easiest thing to do. Someone with short would probably have to have a little step ladder. I'm 6'1" and I'm having a time. I'm standing on my tippy toes trying to
He's a big baby.
Get in here and get this thing started. Let me turn it. Let me get it set up here. Okay. And that looks like the right place, but it's not wanting to slide in there.
You gotta get a hand in behind it and push.
I know, but I'm trying to see if I can't get it started. Okay.
It can be a bugger to get.
Yeah, if you get it lined up. There we go. Okay, I got it in that far. Now, getting it to go past that ball. Try and push on it. It's very hard to get any leverage because you're so high up here. Your arm's way down in that hole. Let me switch arms here. I'm going to have to get over where you're at.
Okay.
See if I can't get a different angle on it. No, I can't. It'd be nice to take the shroud off, but I'm not going to do it.
Push down in there?
See if you can get your big arm down there, big boy. Nope. Okay, try it again.
Hold on.
Okay. You did it. That
monkey grip.
Monster grip there.
Okay. Now,
here's the belt.
Hold on, let me zoom out.
Watch down there and watch how that belt loosens up when we push on this. You ready?
Ready.
I'm coming towards you there. See that?
And the belt loosens right up.
See up here how it loose it gets? Well, when it does that, let me get over there where I can get to it now.
Okay.
We'll come back around there. I'm not in a good spot to do this because we're trying to film it, but I'm going to try and keep my hand out of the way. They got loose, so I'm going to reach in there. Once I get that belt over the top, I can let this thing go. It doesn't matter anymore. Now, get the belt off of that pulley down there. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Bring it off the top of that pulley. It goes down around the crankshaft pulley. Comes up between them two pulleys. This is an idler pulley. It just sits there and spins to cause tension on your what you call it, alternator. And then you got, I guess that's the air compressor. Yeah, that's the air compressor for the air conditioning down there. It's wrapped around it. So, ooh, it goes behind here. You see that? I hadn't seen that on this one. I've never done this belt. So we're going to have to get down here, and it's behind this bracket right here. So I'm going to have to pull it.
Very much difficult.
I'm going underneath. You can stay right there.
Okay.
I'm going to reach down there, and I can get to it easy down here. See where I'm at?
Yep.
Pulling that belt off of there. It should be able to pull out of the top now. Behind that other bracket, if I get it over there where it's out of the way. Okay, come out. Oh, don't let it get doubled over there. Keep it flat. And it pulled right out.
Okay.
So this, the last thing I did was pull it between them two pulleys, the idler pulley, this idler pulley that just spins, and that tensioner pulley right there. It went between them, so I want to remember that. Oh. And you can see this belt is showing some wear. It's starting to fray.
Just a few signs of wear there. Just a few.
This was bought, I'm guessing, 2 years. It could have been 3 years ago. And I set it on the seat between us. There's bucket seats. It's got that fold down armrest with the little console thing, you know, like you can stick junk in. And apparently we set other stuff on the seat and this got moved back. It ended behind the seat. And I was back there looking for something the other day and I said, oh man, I thought we put this on. So apparently we didn't. Okay, bye-bye, old belt. Now, oh, one more thing I want to say. You notice this is a Motorcraft Ford part. I put 3 belts on my wife's Jeep. She'd drive it a day or two. Terry, my Jeep's squealing. There's something wrong with it. I go out there, I get in it, I drive it. It starts squealing. I get out and look. The Serpentine belt's squealing. I took one back. I said, the belt's bad. He gives me another one. I put it on there. Well, it don't squeal right away, but after a while it starts squealing. So I went and bought another one from a different parts store, but I generally go to one place that I'm not going to say their name because they're good. They give us good stuff. It's Advanced Auto. They sell us good stuff all the time. I'm pretty happy with most of what we get from them. However, Serpentine belts, I went to AutoZone and got one of theirs, tried it, same problem. So I went and bought one from Chrysler, put it on, not a sound. It's been on there 3 or 4 years. She's got 100 and something thousand. It's a 98, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, not a sound, perfect. I highly suggest buying whatever manufacturer of the vehicle, buy their belt. It's more expensive, but it don't squeal. It's made to fit the car. Apparently these aftermarket belts, these grooves, they need to be just right and lay in those pulleys just right. And if those people don't copy it properly and that thing's off just a little bit, it's gonna, and you don't want to hear that.
How's that go again?
So anyway, I mean, you buy what you want, but I don't like the squeaky noises. When I get done, I want it to be right. So again, idler pulley, and we're winging this, by the way. This is the first time I've ever done it on this truck, but it doesn't take rocket science to figure it out. Just look at how them belts are run. And again, you can come back here, look at this diagram. I'm going between the idler pulley. Can you see that? I can't see it. Is that idler? Idler pulley and the whatever
that's
that
the
one
idler, and then you've got AC.
That's
here.
your tensioner right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going between those two pulleys to get down here to this AC and around it. So it'll come through here and around that. Because that's going to be a hard one to get. If the belt's wrapped all in there, it's going to be tight. So this is the one I'm going to try and get first. Just by looking at this, I'm figuring that out. And get it over that AC, because I had to crawl under to do it. And then we'll stretch it over the rest of them. So, let's take this belt. I'm just leaving the rest lay out here on top of the shroud here and let it do whatever it wants. So that belt's going to go between them pulleys. And it don't want to. Somebody's stopping me.
Stiff and new.
It's going to go. I just got to figure out what I'm hitting. It's hitting a bolt right there. I got a booger hitting on that belt. Okay. This is a lot of swapping back and forth of hands left and right. When I slid it, behind this pulley is a bolt right below it. And when you try and slide it through there, hit that bolt. You have to bend it down under that bolt right there, and it went right through. So, let's see if that'll get us down there.
You should be far enough you can get it.
I'm going to go down there. I'm going to pull it over that air conditioner unit. You can see that from here pretty good if you want to look.
Yep.
And I'm going to go underneath again. I wasn't really set up to get under here, so it's kind of low. Hey, that dead bird's still under here. You hit that bird in 99.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, you see what I'm doing?
Yep.
Come on down through there, belt. Give me a little belt if you can.
Okay, give me just a second.
The side closest to the price is there. If it'll slide.
Hold on, it's pinched.
Oh, it's pinched.
Oh, that's really hot. Hold on, it's hung up. Okay.
Oh, it was hung up on the other end.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Oh, probably on that fan shroud. It did that earlier when I was pulling the other one off. Okay, now I've got that pulley. I mean, that belt on that pulley. You know, you want to kind of make sure that it's lined up. You could have it off the grooves and be way back there. Can you see that?
No.
Look, the edge.
Yeah, I can see it.
You could be back. You want that thing up in where it goes. And we'll double check before we crank it up and make sure all this is positioned properly. Come under here and look.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
See this? You don't want to be on that outer edge. You don't want to be on that back edge. You want to get that thing where it's in the pulley grooves all the way. And there's sides on this pulley to let you know you're in the right place, and you'll know when you look at it. But make sure you get it up in them grooves. So let's go back up top. Show them the bird.
Yeah, so in 99 I was going down the highway and I hit a bird. and it has been wedged in the frame for how many years now?
99, 09. It'll be 20 years next year. 20 years.
How many people do you know that have a 20-year-old dead bird in the undercarriage of their truck?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't believe that's still there. Okay. Where else can you go to a channel and find a dead bird under a truck that's been there 20 years? Okay, now, this pulley, and I can see where it goes, but I'm going to look on here and show you. So, right now, we're around this AC, and we're coming up here, and we're coming up here. So we got to get up over that top. We got to come around there, go around the fan. This is the power steering pump. Yeah, power steering pump. Go around the fan, around the crank, and then back up over them pulleys and under this little place we just went underneath. So this is going to be the hardest part to reach down here on the bottom, around the crank. So I'm going to get the low parts and then get it around that fan belt and get it around this. The last place I'm going to try and put it is over that alternator. Reason being, if you'll look at this, it's all tight places here. Right there I can get to that. So I'm going to have my handle on here like this. I'm going to push it forward, loosen the tension on the belt, which is not on there yet, so it's not tight, but loosen, make the area that the belt's going in loosened, you know, and then I can easily slip it up over that alternator pulley right there. Sound like a plan?
Let's get it.
All right. What did I just say?
You want to go to the low point.
I know, I'm joking.
You want to go around the crank.
I want to go around the fan belt. So that's another thing. You notice there's grooves here. There's grooves on this belt. The back of the belt rides on the smooth places. So anywhere there's grooves, you know when you're doing this, the belt goes where the grooves are. Anywhere there's smooth places, the back of the belt rubs. So we're going around this fan right now, and you can you see that smooth?
Yep.
Okay, well this smooth side of this belt has to lay on that, and then we've got to get this down around there. I'm probably going to have to go underneath again. I'm not sure. Can you see what I'm doing?
Barely.
Okay. Oh, goodness, that's tight. So, there we go. We'll get the rest of that belt down there. I think I'll go down, and I'm going to go down around this crank. Ooh, wait a minute.
You didn't want to do the top one yet.
Wait a minute. I almost got it wrong. Goes over that idler, comes under the crank and back over the fan. I got to go down there.
Yep.
Right there. You see that?
Yep.
almost boogered up. So this one goes down here. Between that smooth idler pulley down there, or the tensioner pulley, down there, around the crank. Can you see any of that? You can't, can you? No. Well, there's the crank. I'm going to go underneath so that I can leave you access. You're going to have to hold this out of your way.
I got it.
Pull it over here. Could take this fan. I'll just leave it. That's okay. Should have took that blower off. That would have made it a little easier. Air filter thing. Can you get that over?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to have to get where you're standing to get under there. Okay, can you see it from up there?
Working on it. Oh, you got to have that down there.
Right.
To go around the crank.
Around the crank and around the power steering pump, right? No, around the crank.
Around the crank, then
completely.
over. Yeah.
And the crank's the one that's pushing it. So that crank's wrapped all the way around that crank. It's the one that's doing the pulling. So they see how they got that wrapped way around it? Mm-hmm. Okay, now this goes between that fan and the idler. Can you pull that back up? As much as you can, the end of this. There you go. So now we're around the crank. So we went between the idler pulley and between this idler pulley and this tensioner, down around this compressor, come back over the tensioner, around the crank. Now it's got to wrap around the fan.
Yep.
So, coming back up. So, we are around the fan. We went around the crank. We came back up around the fan down there. Crank's way down at the bottom. This is the fan. We're around it. Now we got to get down around that power steering. Pulley. Can you see that down there?
Not particularly.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you get right here and look, and I'll go underneath again, I guess. So you can see it. Normally I do all this from above, but I'm going to do it from underneath so you people can see what's going on. So, crank pulley around the fan. Now we want to get around this pulley, which is the power steering pump, right?
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yep.
So it's still around the fan.
Hold on, let me take it off the, hold on.
You got it on the top pulley?
Yep, there you go. Now that made it where you can get it down there.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going around the fan. Again, make sure you're in the grooves. Now, whoops, there's a little thing there sticking out. You don't want to be over that bolt. You want to make sure that there's nothing, there's a little bolt sticking out. Can you see that?
I can't see the bolt. I can't get to that.
Okay,
end.
well, there's a bolt.
I can now.
See that bolt?
Yep.
I was over that. That could be a problem. If that belt was riding on that, it'd burn it up.
A little bit.
So far I'm good, and I got all these lined up, and I'm looking at all the different belts.
All that's left now
and they appear to be in the right position on the pulleys.
Yep.
So
now I just need to come up, pry it over, and put it over the alternator.
Okay. We've wrapped it around all the pulleys. We've done exactly what this diagram says to do. You want to look it over really good and make sure you got it right, and I'll do this.
All that's left now is the alternator.
So it's wrapped around everything down there.
Yep.
So I want to make sure I'm centered on that pulley. It is. Pull this up.
Okay, let me know when you're ready and I'll break the tension on it.
Bring your tensioner up.
Okay, I push this bar in place.
And we slide this belt more.
That's all she wrote.
Something's not lined up. Hold on. You see where it's going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't going on there good. Something's not lined up. Let me see if that crank's on there. Crank belt's good. Am I good on that pulley down there? Looks like it, don't it? Yeah. Okay, you're not pushing it far enough, maybe. There it goes.
Okay, yeah, I just had a little extra oomph.
Slide it over there. Make sure you're between them, the edge of that pulley and the edge over there. You're down in them grooves.
Let it down.
Let it go. The belt is tight.
There we go.
So, our tensioner, tighten that belt back down.
Yep.
Now, double check and make sure, look it over, and see to it that, let me get something, hold on a minute, I'll be right back.
While Dad is looking for a pointer to show you something, I would just like to thank Dave Knows How, because Dad's been following your channel, and now I will randomly be out on the job, on the property, in the house, wherever I'm at. I will randomly hear, Dave Knows How. So I just want to thank you, because for those of you that don't know, that's Dave's intro. And Dad has found it to be a very catchy tune, and he will randomly serenade me with that throughout the day. So thanks, Dave. Here comes Old Man Winter.
Oh wait, that's not a cane, that's a pointer. Okay, so see how it's over that pulley? And you want to make sure that it's behind this one, the back of it, because that's smooth, so you want the smooth side of the belt against the smooth pulley. Down here, this is a smooth side. You see the grooves on the belt?
Let's get the breaker bar out of here, it's in my way.
I can do that. It's about as hard to get out as it did. Oh, it came right out.
It comes out real easy.
It didn't last time when I was trying to get it in there earlier. Okay, so anyway, you got that fan pulley is a smooth, like this one, smooth. So you make sure you're on it. Down there is a crank, and the crank, and down there is the air compressor. Can you see that? Look on the back side. Can you get down through right here and see it? You probably have to zoom it down there. Anyway, just look and make sure that your belt is between anywhere that it's got the groove side. When it's riding over a grooved pulley, it's got to be between these two high points, so you know it's down in the grooves properly. Here's our little mechanic helper.
It's the neighbor's dog that likes to show up, and
we have no clue what its name is, but it loves us. So it comes to see us all the time.
it works!
Well, I guess you can see it's not impossible to change a serpentine or drive belt, as Ford likes to call it. You know, it wasn't simple, and I got a little bit greasy, but it's a 20-year-old truck. It's not that bad. It's mostly just...
He likes playing in the dirt.
That's mostly black stuff off that belt, because they wear out, you know.
Yeah.
But a little bit of grease, yeah, it'll wash off.
Yep.
So anyway, we got it changed.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button if you guys want to get notifications when we post new videos. Give us that big thumbs up if you like what you see. Big dirty thumb there. And be sure to comment below, share with your friends, and check back often. We got a lot coming. We might have a few hiccups coming up in the next few weeks. We got a lot of rain forecasted for us, and it's a big mud pit on the property. So,
and we've been so busy with work that working on the property has been pretty much non-existent. Between that and the rain, what few days we've had, it's either rain, we had a little bit of snow.
It's just a total mud pit. So we're waiting on that to dry up so we can get out there and get some work done. But we got a lot coming up otherwise. Just check back. We got a lot in the works. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.